Alright, moving on to the next Patreon request, and this one comes from James Finnegan, who asked me to do a Samurai Jack Black Lagoon crossover. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So the story begins in Roanapur, and basically what is going on is that the Chinese triad has been hit a lot. Like, they have been taking some serious hits left and right in what can only be described as someone doing some hit and runs on their business. And it's not that they're taking anything. Whoever this is basically smashing up their places of business, beating up or even killing their guys, and then taking off after rummaging through everything. So obviously whoever's doing this is looking for something. Like, someone out there is looking for something of great importance, whoever they may be. So therein lies the problem for Mr. Chang. And he's just like, look, I don't know what's going on, but all I know is I don't like it, and it's someone, and it has to be someone who knows how my operations work. Like, this is someone, like, this is done by someone who has been, you know, well trained and knows my, like, whoever it is knows my operation. They've studied it. They know when to hit me. They know when to strike, and they know how to leave and not leave a trace. But so he goes to the Lagoon Company for some extra help. Like, basically, he goes to the Lagoon Company like, hey, listen, I have run into a situation, and I kind of need some extra guns to help. So he tells Revy, he tells Dutch and Revy and everyone else about this said situation, and he's just kind of like, can you, I'm kind of hoping you guys can, see this through. And they're like, yeah. So you say the guy keeps rummaging through your stuff. Like, what is he looking for? Like, what exactly is whoever this is looking? Like, what are they looking for exactly? And to which Mr. Chang goes, that's the thing. I don't know what they want. They don't take money. They don't take weapons. They don't take drugs. Nothing. And he goes, here's the really crazy part. The guy, whoever this is some kind of kung fu master, because he keeps breaking in and fighting and killing some of my guys with his bare hands. But sometimes he does show, like, what little footage they have of him, and it is shown, like, he's fighting his way through them, like, without any weaponry, until he, like, takes someone's gun and fires it at him. Then he just tosses it away, and they're like, what the fuck is that? Like, they have no clue as to what's going on, and it's a little upsetting to TBH. It's pretty upsetting to them that they're, and it's like, so what you're telling us is that you're getting attacked by Bruce Lee. And he's like, it feels like that, yeah. He's like, it genuinely feels like I'm getting attacked by Bruce Lee. Can you guys give me a hand here, please? So what happens next, essentially, is that what happens next is essentially they like Chang basically says, look, I got a weapons trade tonight at this warehouse. I think that's where he'll be next. Can Revy, Dutch, can you guys set up a stake out and show up when the guy comes and ruins everything for me? So Revy and Dutch go. Rock is there as also support, just to kind of, like, he basically pretends to be like an overseer for Mr. Chang's operation. And sure enough, the unknown assassin, assailant comes busting in through the window, attacking both Chang's men and everyone else. And this guy is just throwing people left and right. And then Revy comes busting in with Dutch. They open fire, and Revy's just like, this, what kind of bitch do you think you are that you don't need guns? And he's like, and the guy goes, it's not that I don't need guns. I just don't, I just don't need them as bad as you do to fight. I'm an actual warrior. And that, of course, pisses Revy off. She goes into a rage. That ruins everything. She opens fire on the guy consistently. Like, she opens fire on him. She does wing the person, but they manage to grab Rock and, like, grab a gun, hold it to his head, and he's like, chance it? And Revy's just like, fuck! Fucking Rock, you got in my way, you know, we could have had him right there. The guy took off, and they're like, huh. Rock was like, huh, that was weird. So, did he take anything? No, but he made us look like fucking idiots, and then we're not going to get paid until he strikes again. And he's like, well, maybe we can figure out what he wants, you know, what he's looking for, and then maybe we can use that to our advantage. Like, maybe we can use that as, you know, as a way to bring him to us. Like think of it like bait. So they're like, all right, so, well, that's got to be weird. What's he looking for? We don't know what he's looking for. And to which Rock is like, hey, so Chang, is there anything like an item or maybe even a person that you've acquired recently that kind of is pretty valuable? And he's like, I haven't really acquired any. I haven't. My trafficking group hasn't really gotten anyone of note. But I will say I got this pretty nice ass sword recently from a as a peace offering from some of the Yakuza clans in Japan. You know, rather than make oversea war with them, they gave me a peace offering with this sword. And he's like, I got a feeling I know what he wants. So they set up another this time a fake meet, and actually have the sword there. The guy shows up once more, fights his way through everyone, but this time Chang is there, and he's ready to like break. He's gonna use like a metal compress to break the sword, and that stops the attacker. And he's like, all right, asshole, I want to know who you are and why you want this sword so bad. And the guy's like, my name is Jack, and that sword belongs to me. And he's like, all right, Jack, listen, I'm gonna fucking kill you, take this sword and shove it through your corpse, and then I'm gonna throw you in the deepest part of the ocean where the sharks can't even eat you. How about that? And Jack's like, I have fought much scarier things than you. I lost that sword because I was careless for 1 second. You know, I have fought things that you will never understand. I have lost things that you will never understand, and that sword is going to come home to its rightful owner. And if you want to get in my way, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you other than I hope you had a good fucking life, because it's going to end if you break that sword. And that's when Revy comes busting in. She's like, round two, fuckface. So Revy and Jack fight. He starts using guns too in the matchup, and he actually beats down Revy. And he's just like, you're just another angry pirate. And you know, I've encountered enough angry henchmen to know how to beat them. So he eventually gets his way to Chang. He actually like grabs the sword from him, cuts off Chang's arm, and is like, leave your limbs. They belong to me now. And Jack just like disappears into the night. And from there, everyone's just like, who the fuck was that guy? Like, they genuinely have no idea who the fuck that guy was. But it's just, if this was like an episode of like, if this had like any animation, it'd be like, Jack gets his sword back, he goes back to Japan, and he just goes to a little house in the countryside of Osaka, and he's just kind of like sits there, portrait of his family, little picture of Ashi, a painted picture of Ashi, and puts the sword back in its place. He's like, I looked away for 1 second, and then Yakuza guys just break my house, take my shit. Well, that'll, it was kind of nice to have, a nice little distraction. Good night, and he just goes to bed. So there you go, guys. That is the Black Lagoon Samurai Jack crossover. I'd like to thank James Finnegan for this crossover idea and continued patronage. And like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. You guys can start sending requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.